Good morning, gamers. Ohio gozaimasu. No, your eyes do not deceive you. Your ears are not playing tricks. Your nipples have not fallen off. I'm not a doctor. Get that checked out if you do suspect that's what's happening. It's a new episode of the Shpodcast. It is, however, a new Shpodcast. It's been over a year since the last episode that I did, which you might not even notice because I did it as a live stream on YouTube to try and take advantage of the fact that I don't stream on YouTube. 2022 is over. We're moving into 2023. I've tried to hit January. I've tried to go into January, feet on the ground, hit the ground running. That's the phrase I was trying to come up with that I could not come up with. I tried to hit the ground running in January. I tried to set a pace for myself going into this new year to do more, be better, do better more than I did in 2022. And, you know, we typically start off the new year or end the year with a bit of a retrospective, take a look at what I did, set some goals for going forward. But I also felt like I needed to talk about not just my game plan on YouTube, but also what's going on with the Shpodcast, what's my consensus, what did I learn from the content that I did in 2022, what can I do to be better in 2023. It felt like there was a lot to talk about, so I needed a more longer form, conversational style of video to be able to portray that. So what makes more sense than the Shpodcast? So I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out how I want to tackle everything I want to talk about. I think what makes the most sense is to talk about the Shpodcast and then maybe work a little bit backwards in terms of what I'm doing overall. But let's start with the Shpodcast, right? So Alex is not here. Let's start with this. Everybody keeps asking for more Shpodcast. And if I haven't made this clear, you know, I'm not exactly sure why. Because on paper, aside from the one episode that we did with Internet Historian that's done the best of any video I've ever uploaded on my channel, and aside from the other Shpodcasts that were sort of uploaded a little before and a little after that have soaked up some of the residual views of 1.5 million people watching that video and then subsequently wanting to check out the other Shpodcasts, the latest episodes that I've uploaded, episodes that are a little bit farther in either direction of that episode that we did in Internet Historian, they don't do super well. And I understand they're not going to get maybe as many views or they're not going to pick up as quickly in terms of like the mainstream channel because you're not exactly subscribing to me for these long 45-minute long videos talking about the nuances of Twitch and YouTube and memes and internet politics or what have you. But they do so poorly that it really surprises me that there's so many people that are asking for more Shpodcast because outside of that, if I just take a look at the numbers in terms of how many people click on an episode, how many people unsubscribe after uploading an episode of the Shpodcast, you know, my takeaway as somebody who understands the data and the analytics of YouTube is that this isn't a great series. I've done enough episodes of it to know that, yeah, they've garnered a lot of views and a lot of people maybe have joined because of that, but those are few and far in between. It's like I said, it's really just that one episode with Internet Historian that did super well as a collab and one of the few videos that Internet Historian has just talked unedited, unfiltered for upwards of an hour. So it makes sense for that to get a lot of views and for it to drive a lot of views to a few other episodes. But the vocal minority of people that are asking to bring back the Shpodcast, yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Because on paper, this show doesn't do very well. When I upload this video, I'm not going to be surprised at all that it's going to be a 10 out of 10 in terms of the last 10 videos I've uploaded. I'm going to get a lot of comments that are like, yeah, he brought back the Shpodcast. We bullied him into it. Woo! But the video's going to do terribly, and all my numbers are going to sink down. The next video that I upload after this, no matter how good I make it, isn't going to do as well because now I've got this bad performing video on my channel that's going to drag down how much YouTube wants to promote my videos. So let's start there. Let's talk about what's going on with the Shpodcast. Why haven't I done a lot of episodes of the Shpodcast? Where's Alex? All that stuff, yeah? So that first thing is a big main factor is the Shpodcast doesn't do very well. And it's not like every video I upload has to do fantastic, right? It's not like I did a video cooking meatballs and spaghetti and meme balls. It's not like I did that video thinking it was going to go viral. And it's not like I'm upset at that video for not doing as many views as a video covering Mr. Beast or Justin Roiland or Andrew Tate or whatever else, right? That's not surprising to me. But it was only one video. And it's completely different to the other things that I do, and it's very easy for me to measure the success in that video. If it does even half as good as any other video, and people don't seem to hate it, right, it adds another tool in my arsenal of videos that I can upload when there just isn't a lot of news and memes going on the internet, and that's been a big struggle of mine that I've been trying to remedy in 2022. So a quick side note, and this is maybe sort of part of the retrospective of last year, I took a look at the numbers of everything that happened in 2022, and I compared it to everything that I did on YouTube in 2021. So if you aren't keeping track of everything, right, in 2021, I had the most collaborations with Internet Historian compared to 2022. We did a lot more videos together, right? My channel was much smaller. I think I was uploading more often. And as a result, in 2021, 2 years ago, not this previous year, I did a little under 5 million views, and I gained about 70,000 subscribers on the channel, right? In 2022, now that the year's over and I took a look at it, I did about 4 million views. So that's about 800,000 less views. And I only gained about 22,000 subscribers. That's fine. I'm not complaining or trying to make anybody feel bad for whether or not you're supporting me or watching or any of that. This is all on me, and this isn't even like I'm not even looking at 2020 years like a failure or even worse than 2021. That's not at all what I'm looking at. But just interpreting it, I'm seeing that in 2022, last year, I uploaded on average 3.2 videos a month. So it makes sense to me that I didn't do as many views, and makes sense to me that I didn't garner as many subscribers. I didn't do as much stuff, and I can't even really be like, there wasn't a lot of memes to talk about or anything like that, because, this is now the second year of me doing YouTube as my job. In just a couple months, it will be 5 years of me making YouTube videos on memes and internet culture, right? So I no longer have the I'm just starting out, I'm a small channel excuse. I'm no longer mentally giving myself that out. Instead, I'm looking at these pieces of analytics and numbers and trying to interpret them in a way that I can improve upon the numbers that I'm not happy with, right? So 3.1 uploads a month is not good. That's not even one video a week. If it was closer to 3.8, 3.9, I could be like, oh, well, I did a video every week and I missed a week or two here. But no, it's actually more like consistently, most months, I only uploaded 3 videos, and that's genuinely unacceptable for somebody whose video turnaround time is as fast as mine. It's not like my videos take very long to make. I really don't think I can give myself the excuse of, oh, it's okay if you take 2 weeks for this video. I'm never taking 2 weeks for a video. Most of these videos I'm knocking out in, a 3 to 6 hour session of editing, recording, researching, all at once. That's how I like to work. So it really is just, 14 days without an upload literally means I wasn't doing anything for 14 days. And that's just not acceptable that many months in a row. I'm just not doing my job very well. So looking at that and deciding, okay, I want to make a video a week at the very least. I never want to have a month where I'm only uploading 3 videos. Never again. I really feel like that is a goal that is perfectly achievable for the sort of workload that I have, the sorts of videos that I do, and honestly, just how often I should be showing up, given the fact that my genre, my niche is really kind of internet news, right? I call it memes, but, it's whatever people are talking about. It's trending topics on the internet that I can put a comedic, personal, maybe positive, happy spin on. And you can't be showing up 2 weeks later to talk about something that happened. That's nonsense. I gotta be one of the first dudes uploading a video on any given thing that starts trending on Twitter, starts trending all over YouTube, TikTok, what have you. You know what I mean? That's really where my strength is. And the fact that I've done this pre-recorded background, this green screen, the fact that most of my videos are edited in just a few takes, I don't script anything. Most of my comedy is improvisational. I'm not even really writing out the jokes for the most part. Everything is designed for me to be able to turn these videos out quickly, right? So yeah, bottom line, I really just have no excuse to not be uploading more often. So I had to take a critical look at what is the right video to make? What should I be narrowing down on? What should I be focusing on in an effort to be uploading a video every week consistently, right? What can I do in order to make 2023, going into this year, better than what I did in 2022? Because 20,000 subscribers, 4 million views, that's phenomenal. If it wasn't for the fact that I gained 70,000 the year before, the fact that I went into 2022 knowing I was going to hit 100K subs, these numbers are phenomenal if you don't set the bar as high as you would for somebody who's, a lot bigger than I am. I still very much look at myself as somebody who's figuring out the ropes, throwing stuff at a wall to see what sticks, and trying to see what videos I can do to teach myself more and more, to evolve the videos that I'm making so that they get better and better and better with time. I'm absolutely not under the impression that this is as good as I'm going to be. This is as great as the numbers are going to get. This is as often as I'll be able to upload. I'm not under any of those impressions. So the even if the numbers are completely stagnant, I know that's good, because all I have to do is take that 3 uploads a month, up it to 4 uploads a month, and that's, just staying consistent is gonna double, triple, quadruple these numbers in the next year. I know that doesn't make sense for you to do 20% more work and the numbers to go up that high, but it's about being consistent. You miss a week randomly, and you go from that to uploading consistently every week, even if that only means doing 1 more video a month. That's a drastic difference. Getting people used to seeing a new video every week, sometimes a little more than every week, that's a big difference from when, you're only uploading 3 weeks out of the month. Because that's really when it feels like, oh, I don't know when the next video is coming, so I don't know if I'm going to click on the next one. I don't even remember what a丂乇几乂卂thumbnail looks like. I didn't even know he uploaded recently. You go from that to being consistent and people getting into the habit of watching the videos, me getting into the habit of making those videos, massive difference, right? So, in an effort to try and figure out how I can upload videos more consistently, I needed to take a look at what videos were doing well. And I did this near the end of January. If you haven't been paying attention, all of January, I have tried to stream Monday through Friday on Twitch, 10 a.m. To like 3 p.m. It's like 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes, every day, Monday through Friday, no excuses. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's keeping me consistent. It's keeping my sleep schedule from getting ruined. It's doing a lot to get me into the habits of being productive and creative every day. I feel like that's something that's really missing with my style of videos. Everything that I just talked about how I keep my videos as improvisational and as not scripted as I can do, that's all good and well when you're uploading videos very regularly and very often. But it doesn't do very good for your mentality when you only kind of need to work once a week, twice a week. Like, I'm browsing the internet, I'm doing this stuff, but knowing that I only need to upload once a week and doing my best to just try and find an idea, a topic, a meme, a celebrity piece of gossip, a trending piece of news headline, whatever it may be, trying to find something that suits perfectly to the internet comedy, meme-driven persona that I've got on YouTube can be tough. It can be 3 days apart. It can be 10 days apart. And it can be really tough to feel like I'm doing work, that I'm staying creative, that I'm actively getting better at my craft with these long gaps in between the big pieces of content that I make. So I have found that streaming 5 days a week, trying to interact with people live, trying to make jokes, be funny, be entertaining, whether it be through video games or Photoshop or editing live or researching or whatever it is, doing that every day has really put me in a much better mindset about my productivity. It always feels like I'm getting something done. Even if it's a stream where not a lot of people show up, I'm not doing anything particularly interesting, knowing that I'm there for, however many hundreds of people that show up for the streams, being entertaining, being present, it's better than doing nothing. And it may not seem like streaming a whole bunch of days that I wasn't before would lead into me being more productive on YouTube. I understand that, not really having the critical eye that I have when it comes to content creation, that may seem like you're just putting more on your plate. How is that going to turn into you doing more work when streaming doesn't have anything to do with YouTube. But it does. It's that mentality. It's getting yourself out of that rut so often that led me to upload 5 times in January with, honestly, very little stress. It didn't feel like a ton more work. There were definitely some days where I was crunching really hard to get a video out and then also be available to stream the next day. But again, when I averaged 3 videos a month in all of 2021, and I didn't even stream anywhere near as often as I streamed just this month alone, I think the results speak for itself. I think, that mentality shift, that idea that it's easier to do more when you're doing more, if that makes sense. Doing more videos, doing more streams leads to me feeling more productive, more active, and it gives me the energy and the drive that I found myself lacking when I went days on days on days without doing anything productive to do even more videos, even more streams, even more tweets, edits, shit posts, whatever they may be. It's worked out super well for me so far. I did something similar to this a few months ago where I just tried streaming a bunch to see if maybe editing videos on stream could lead to me doing more YouTube videos and prevent me from just waking up at 4 p.m. and doing nothing. And it worked great then, and it's worked great all of January, and I don't intend on stopping anytime soon. So that's that. When I started the plan of... I'm going to take a quick sip of water for my audio listeners. When I started January, looking at these numbers, seeing that, I didn't have as much growth in 2022 as I even did the year prior, seeing that I didn't have that level of growth, and knowing in my heart that it's like a direct result of me not doing as many videos or not making as good videos, however you want to frame it, or whatever the truth may be, really led me to believe that I needed to put out some great videos, and I needed to do it in a way that was sustainable, productive, creative. I needed to feel like a YouTuber. I couldn't feel like I was just putting out a video and disassociate that from everything else I do in the week. No, I needed to spend hours on hours on hours doing something. So, long story short, I decided that maybe the best way for me to be able to stream all the time and make videos would be for me to make videos while Twitch streaming. And that's what I started doing in January, and that's what resulted in the My Brother in Christ video, which is this video here. I've changed the title and the thumbnail because I don't think my face being in it was doing anybody any favors. But it was the video where I dressed up like a priest and I made a bunch of jokes just sort of surrounding the My Brother in Christ meme. I did a little bit coverage of where the My Brother in Christ meme went, and then I just kind of went, it kind of turned into a skit video with me milking all the jokes I could out of me having a priest costume. It was a collaboration with Andrew Miller, James Miller, and Justin Wang. They made a few little cameos in it, and the rest of it is just me making jokes as a pastor, as a father in this church. I edited this video live on Twitch. I scripted pretty much all of it. Maybe 80% of it I scripted on Twitch. I recorded all of it. I edited all of it. I did all of that live on Twitch. And that took the better part of like 30-ish hours. Scripting everything out took an entire stream, so like a full 5.5 hours just planning out, here's what all the jokes are going to be, here's all the things I'm going to need to Photoshop and work in. And knowing that, it's what am I trying to say here? That I spent more time making that video than any other video I've ever made in my life. Most of the videos on my channel at the highest end will take 8 hours. It'll be 8 hours of me, it'll be 4 hours of me getting a lot done and thinking that's everything I had to do in the video, and then realizing something needs a little bit more research or a little bit more Photoshop, or, I don't actually know this story as well as I thought I did, so I don't want to just talk out of my ass. Let me read up, watch the video, see the relevant stuff, and then make the jokes that I want to make. Maybe that'll take an hour, and then it'll take a whole bunch of time to do the thumbnail and everything. For the most part, I've gotten pretty good at doing these videos in the better part of 3 or 4 hours now in one sitting, 4 and 5 hours maybe. 30 plus hours is absolutely ridiculous. That is an obscene amount of time. And the biggest takeaway that I got from that video is that it didn't matter, effectively. I'm still incredibly proud of that video because there was a lot of photoshopping and there was a lot of appropriate music and sort of like set design and sound effects and things. There was a lot more production in that video than I've ever done for a video, or at least I feel like I've done for a video in a long, long time. So it felt great to remind myself that I'm capable of sort of making something from scratch. And rather than it just being, hey, let's look at memes or talk about the history of a meme, it can be a little bit more of my original writing and comedy and stuff to put together this video. And to be fair, more comments on that video said that that was the best video that I had ever made. That was the best video anybody has ever seen on my channel. I don't know if I've ever gotten a comment like that on any other video, but dozens of comments of people saying that that was the best video that I've done. That was a really impressive, well-designed, thorough little shitposty experience that they got to watch. But when I uploaded that video, I lost 150 subscribers in the first 12 hours. I think in the first day, it was nearly 200 people that had unsubscribed from my channel. Like, the video right before it was a video making fun of Andrew Tate. So, like, the idea that this video that I did, like, the amount of work and stuff that went into that video, and seeing the amount of people that unsubscribed from it, maybe there were just more people that are sensitive to religious jokes and, you know, literal blasphemous imagery in that video. Maybe I had more people subscribe to me that were very adamant about their Christian faith than I was familiar with. That's totally possible. The people that I've talked to, close friends and other YouTube friends about this, have all sort of shared the sentiment that it's like, you know, if people are going to get butthurt about religious jokes, there's not a lot you can do about it. You probably don't want them watching your videos because of the, you know, type of edginess that you have to your channel anyway. Don't consider it a loss. But I guess I'm just surprised that, like, if that is the case, right, I'm surprised that anybody who took religion super seriously and would be offended enough to unsubscribe from my channel when I make a few relatively harmless jokes. It's mostly me being dressed up as a priest. I didn't make any jokes about the religion itself for the most part. I made zero jokes about touching kids or anything that might be low-hanging fruit simply because I was dressed as a priest. I felt like I kept it relatively classy for the entirety of that video. So I'm surprised that that many people found themselves offended enough to unsubscribe from the channel because of that video. But of course, that's assuming that that was the case. It's totally possible that those people had nothing to do with being offended with religion and they just thought it was a bad video. And maybe it's just the people who have been watching my videos for long enough know that that video took a lot of effort. They can tell that, oh, this is a much higher production value video than Sumeto normally puts out. This isn't him just talking with memes over his shoulders. There was so much more work put into this. I should leave a comment saying something positive. But maybe to the overarching majority of people who are watching my videos because they want news and updates and explanations on memes and internet culture, this video lacked that. And because of that, they decided that, oh, I guess Sumet's not doing good videos anymore. I'm out of here. I'm not learning or being informed or educated like I normally am. This isn't my cup of tea. But the major thing that I took away from that video, looking at it at the end of January, was I uploaded this video. Justin Roiland has zero riz. And that video is basically nothing. That video is effectively nothing. That video is basically just me talking about the fact that Justin Roiland is in some trouble. I think when I made the video, it was just news headlines that basically allegations. It wasn't like he was going to jail because of the I don't even remember what it was. He was like beating his wife or something, or he was domestic abuse, something like that. And I remembered that between that and some edgy jokes that he had made with the original pilot of Rick and Morty and some edgy jokes that Dan Harmon had made, I made this video just talking. There weren't even that many memes to talk about. Only half the video really touched on the active current thing that had Justin Roiland trending. A lot of it was just backstory with other tasteless jokes and animations from before this, just to provide a little bit of context. Not only that, not only was this something that I recorded in 3 hours, literally 10% of the time that I spent on the My Brother in Christ video. Not only did it take 10% of the time, but I got so many hate comments because I made this statement about Dan Harmon when he did the original video about him being a therapist that, you know, touches babies as a parody of Dexter. What I was trying to say was when he made that video, you can't really fault him too much because he wasn't a major producer. He didn't have Rick and Morty under his belt. He was probably doing whatever he could to look like a mad genius to whoever he was pitching the show idea to. And he probably just wanted his big break. He wanted to be given a chance. He wanted to show that he was willing to go there, be edgy, do an idea that other people might not be willing to do. And then that, maybe get a chance from these big show writers and producers to make his own show if it looks like, hey, this guy's got some balls. Maybe he'll make a great TV show one day. But the way that I worded it was this was before he did Rick and Morty. He hadn't done anything big before Rick and Morty. And that line really, really touched a lot of people because a lot of people remember very vividly that Dan Harmon was an executive producer on Community. I had watched Community. I love Community. Everybody pretty much loves Community. That was an excellent show. I remember being put onto that show when I was in community college, watching it in my freshman year of community college. So on top of like exploring this new world of being at college for the first time, I also had this show that I was being enveloped in that had all these funny little characters and related to me. So like I watched it at the perfect time in my life, basically. I have a real deep appreciation for Community. And it's not that I didn't know Dan Harmon produced that show. I did. It's just the words that I was putting out, I wasn't trying to say that Dan Harmon never did anything before Rick and Morty. I was trying to convey the fact that he had never done anything when he put out that skit about him being a therapist that touches kids. And I was trying to say he wasn't this big name producer who maybe had to watch his chops. He was trying to do anything he could to get the attention of anybody that he could. That was probably the head state he was in when he was willing to make that kind of video on his Channel 101 channel. That was what I was trying to get across. It wasn't exactly what I said. A lot of people gave me shit for that. A lot of people were like, Smet, you don't do your research at all. I can forgive you for trying to get out a video quickly, but not knowing that Dan Harmon made Community, I can't believe you wouldn't respect Community. I can't believe you didn't know Dan Harmon. Like, it was this whole thing. My point is, and that's fine. I mean, like, I don't do the research I should with a lot of videos. I don't take that personally or anything like that. I mean, it was something I did wrong, but I'm not upset that people are giving me shit for it. They should. I was wrong. But that many people providing that sort of feedback that I got that wrong. This video basically being nothing more than me just talking over some news, right? No memes, no skits, no costumes, none of that. Not only does that video do twice as many views in the first 24 hours, but it gains me 85 subscribers. That video alone, on top of the videos that everybody else has gotten, that video spiked up the people that subbed to my channel. So I've got this video that I feel like is something that I worked really hard on and is a real true showcase of what I'm capable of as a content creator that from the comments seem to be, interpreted well. People seem to like it. And then I've got this other video that feels like this much more heartless, cash grab, clout chasing, quick fire video that I put out just for the sake of catching on to a trending topic. And it gets more views, more subscribers, more thumbs up, like all this stuff. And it's not that one is good and one is bad. This is sort of what I've come to realize. I would very often take a look at videos that did very well. Stuff like Justin Roiland Has Zero Riz and anything that's got to do with Mr. Beast or Andrew Tate. And I would kind of disassociate with the success of that video because I'd be like, oh, this video is only popular because it's on a trending topic. It's got nothing to do with the jokes I made or the editing that I did or the memes that I curated and the story that I drove from beginning to end. It's got nothing to do with that. People are only watching this video because it's got a popular celebrity on the thumbnail or a trending topic in the title. I'm touching on something that people are already talking about. But honestly, this video is only getting views because it's showing up recommended next to Moist Critical and Some Ordinary Gamers and Pyrocynical. These dudes are getting all the views and it's trickling down to me. It's got nothing to do with how well I made the video. That's how I was looking at these videos that were on trending topics. And then I was looking at the videos that I would do on memes that were maybe a little bit older, like this video that I did on the memes from Ohio, the video that I did with the My Brother in Christ, this video that I did on Keck replacing Lull. I take a look at those videos and see that they don't get as many views, and I interpret that as, oh, well, this is the real me. This is what I'm actually capable of. These are the views that I should be getting because this is what I find funny. This is what I've curated without taking advantage of trending topics or what people are talking about or trying to ride the algorithm or trying to clickbait people with the title and thumbnail. This is the real me, and I'm not as good as these other videos. That's how I was interpreting it for a long time, longer than I'd like to admit, like years. Up until I took a look closely at what I want to do going into 2023. I looked at these two separate things. I would do videos that were sort of, I don't know how I would call it, but like heartless, clout chasing, trend chasing, what have you. And I wouldn't think about those videos. And I would focus on these other videos that wouldn't be as popular, as trending, as clickable. And just look at like two different parts of what I'm capable of making on YouTube. And what I've come to realize, and this might be obvious from the way that I'm setting it up, and you guys might already see it this way, having the outside view of all this stuff. What I've come to realize is that this is the duality of being a content creator. It's not that I'm one of these things and I'm being an imposter. I'm being sus, right? I'm not acting like a imposter in Among Us with these other videos that I'm doing. It's not that one of these things are the true me and the other one is the me that's being forced to do this on camera to keep my numbers up. The reality is that this is the duality of the creator, right? You have to make videos that are going to get people to click. You have to make videos that are going to get people to watch. You have to get videos that are going to make people like your personality and like you and want to see more of you. And you have to make videos that are going to want to make people interact with your community in a way that is going to get them to like, comment, make fan art, follow you on Twitter, what have you. It's important that you do all of those things. What is difficult to do, nay, impossible to do, is to do that in a single video and only upload those sorts of videos forever. It's incredibly difficult to make videos that are going to do every one of those things. Be a perfect representation of your personality, your style of humor, your editing, your commentary, your script writing, all of that, and have a clickable title and thumbnail that are really going to make people want to click, and be on something trending enough that people are even going to want to give enough of a shit to maybe end up in front of your video to have a chance to click it, whether they're searching something or watching somebody else's video. That's nay impossible. And while I feel like I've maybe tried to strive to do that with every video over the course of time, the reality is that there's almost definitely going to be different levels to it. There are going to be videos that are way more about getting a lot of people to click on them and to discover your channel and give them the chance to subscribe. And then there are going to be videos that aren't the trending topic, aren't the most popular thing that people are searching for, but are much more polished and a much more accurate representation of your personality and what you strive to create on YouTube and what you're capable of editing with a little bit more time, finesse, curation, personality, whatever, that make people really fall in love with you as a person and want to see you succeed despite where your content direction might be. And that's the reality of it. I mean, maybe you'll get a few golden eggs that do a great job at doing both, but if some of your videos are designed more for clicks and some of your videos are designed more for, hey, here's a real treat, I worked real hard on this, hope you guys enjoy, and if you don't, whatever. I think that's the reality of being a content creator. And again, I'm sure this sounds obvious to a lot of people. I'm sure this sounds obvious to anybody who watches a lot of YouTube. I think I have a real blind spot for some of these things that are so blatantly obvious to anybody who watches a lot of YouTube because I spend so much time making videos and being self-critical and self-reflective and having to internalize videos not doing well as me making mistakes and having the blinders of videos doing well is just, okay, well, don't accredit too much of this to yourself. You've got more work to do. Let's move on to the next one in case this doesn't last forever. And it's videos like this that really give me insight. So if you guys agree, if you guys have any other comments on that mentality, if you look at it a different way, if you disagree, if you have any insight into what would make people subscribe more for this, unsubscribe more for that, invaluable feedback in the comments for me to read. If you have, your own personal take on any of that, I'm very interested to see how people feel about that. Okay, so the Shpodcast. So here's the other thing that I needed to figure out is there is a consensus between big YouTubers and people who like analyze YouTube channels and multi-channel conglomerates that look at a lot of data to figure out how to make some of the biggest, most viral videos on YouTube. There's a general consensus that you can't make two shitty videos back to back, right? If you upload a single video on your channel and it doesn't do very well compared to the rest of your channel, not overall, right? If you upload videos and they normally do, let's say 50,000 views for my channel, right? If I were to upload a video that only did 20 or 30,000 views, let's say like my spaghetti and meatballs video that has 36,000 views at the moment, that's low for my channel. If I were to upload another video after that, this video afterwards, classic Tate L, where I talked about Andrew Tate and his shenanigans online with Greta Thunberg, this video probably wasn't affected by the fact that the video before it didn't do very well, right? But if there were two videos in a row that didn't do very well, for whatever reason, whether they be I upload a video that I think is going to bang and it doesn't, or I just decide to upload a P.O. box unboxing next to a Shpodcast, next to a cooking video, next to a 2023 resolutions video. If I upload two videos back to back that underperform compared to my channel's average, the following videos, plural, will start to be deprioritized by YouTube. They won't be recommended in as many places. They won't rank as highly in search and in suggested videos. They won't be sent to as many subscribers even. Even if you're subscribed, it won't show up in your home feed. It isn't as likely to show up in your home feed when I upload if I upload two bad videos back to back. I've always known this. You really don't want to have a streak of bad performing videos. When you have an upload streak of 2, 3, 4 videos that aren't doing very well, they'll generally consider to keep not doing very well until you upload something that really breaks that barrier and does super good. And when you're uploading videos that are doing really, really well, the following videos can continue to do well even if they aren't as good as those first few videos. They will continue to ride that wave. There is a momentum, either up or down, every time you upload a video on YouTube. And it's this knowledge that has really kept me from wanting to do the Shpodcast, right? I want to make videos that are going to do well. I want to make videos that are going to fulfill me creatively, because at the end of the day, none of this matters if I burn out and quit. If I decide to just stop making videos one day because I can't take it anymore, or it's not fun anymore, or it isn't feasible anymore, a plan always has to be to keep it, surviving, is to have the longevity. Whatever I do, I have to do it in a way that I'm going to be able to do. The way I look at it is forever. I have to be able to do it forever. I don't like to teeter into the sorts of videos that I would basically never be able to do over and over again, even, a couple times a month. If I had to do the sorts of videos like the My Brother in Christ video that takes 30 plus hours to put together, if I had to do that every week, I think I would start to find this job to be not fun very quickly, especially if they continued to not get very many views. It would be very quick before I started to not have a lot of fun doing this job. And the longer and longer that you do that, the quicker and quicker you're on the road to, hey guys, I'm going to go back to being an engineer. Sorry, YouTube's not working out. Bye-bye, right? We want to avoid that to the best of our ability. I'm sure you guys want to see me keep making videos. I want to continue to have this job and no other real job for as long as I can. So we want to avoid that. So when I do videos, whether they be trending or whether they be personal or whether they be, whether they're something that's easy to make and gets a lot of views or hard to make and doesn't get a lot of views or whatever combination of those things, I want to do my best to make sure that they get as many views as they can. I want to give them the best chance that I can for them to get onto as many people's eyeballs, get as many new subscribers, do the best that they can do so that it grows the channel. I would like to avoid videos that are going to make people angry, unsubscribe, hate me, not watch more of my videos, anything along those lines. So back to the idea of where's the Shpodcast, what's happening with the Shpodcast. It's hard to find a space for the Shpodcast. Long-form videos like this are not something that I do regularly. Most of my videos are between 10 and 15 minutes. An hour-long video that's effectively just me talking, unplanned, unfiltered, was not really something that even on paper was going to lead to a tremendous amount of new subscribers, new viewers, or what have you. The Shpodcast was always for people who already know me, already know that they like my comedy, me talking, the topics that I talk on, and they want it for longer. And that just isn't a big enough subsect of people for me to have been doing it every week the way that I was back with Alex. I'm sure you guys enjoyed those videos, and I enjoyed making them with Alex very much. But in order for the Shpodcast to continue, I have to make a few changes. So the first change to the Shpodcast is that I will be trying to make the Shpodcast, okay? You guys bullied me back into it. I've got enough people saying that they really enjoyed it, that it gets them through long days at work, that they're listening to it. They were in the hospital, and they really enjoyed hearing my voice for hours on end. Their work sucks. They're re-listening to episodes of the Shpodcast just to feel like they're not alone in their room. Listen, I want to be there for you. I want to do it, but we got to come to a consensus where uploading the show doesn't feel like it's killing my channel and making the rest of my videos perform worse because I got to keep uploading these videos that I know are going to do poorly, right? So here's my game plan. The Shpodcast is not going to be weekly. I'm not going to do it every week. I'm probably not even really going to set a schedule for it. I'm going to try and do it with YouTuber and Twitch streamer co-hosts. I'm going to try and make it a collaborative thing with other people. I'm going to try and make it a long-form conversation about videos that I have made and talking about things that wouldn't otherwise fit into my nicely, faster-paced, well-edited videos. This is going to be the conversational video format. I would like to be able to do this as a live stream on YouTube so that I can talk to you guys in chat. But as of right now, I don't know how live videos perform compared to pre-recorded videos like how I'm doing this currently. So that is something we'll work on later. So no guaranteed schedule for the Shpodcast. I will try to do them as I see topics and ideas that would fit nicely into the Shpodcast format. But I'm no longer going to be holding myself to trying to do this every week on the week on top of another video. Because the truth is, we don't have that much to talk about. I need to be able to do, if I'm going to do a podcast for an hour plus, I want to be talking and at least relatively interesting or on topic for an hour plus. And I do think I'm capable of that, but I think when you're doing it every week, even in the episodes that me and Alex did together, a few of those very much did feel like, okay, we just got to fill up an hour with whatever we can. It was 2 hours when I did it with Alex. Fill up 2 full hours with whatever we could think of, and let's just hope that our natural comedy can bring it together. And that was not super... that wasn't going to lead into becoming one of the best podcasts. And if I want to do anything, I want to try and do it well. I want to aim to be one of the guys that gets invited onto other people's podcasts, whose podcast is good enough that people want to be invited onto it. If I'm going to have a podcast, I want to have a podcast. You know what I mean? I want to be able to do all the things podcasters do. So no real schedule. I will try to make them often enough that we don't continue to have a year go by without the Shpodcast, but I think I can very easily do it once a month. I think if I continue to upload videos at the pace that I am, if I continue to do videos that feel like they're on topic, people are enjoying, I don't mind uploading the Shpodcast, even if it doesn't do very well, so long as I have other videos that are doing well. Again, it's not that I can't upload a bad video ever. Let's be honest, I don't think I've uploaded a good video ever. But the main thing is that I can't upload a bunch of experimental videos that I don't know are going to do good or bad, probably aren't going to do great because it's different from what people are used to. I can't do those back to back. So the idea of doing the Shpodcast every week meant that I had to be doing a proper meme video every week, and even that was starting to become very difficult all of last year, as you can see from the numbers and the 3 videos average each month. So there's that. Next update, no Alex. There's not going to be an Alex. People are wondering, where is Alex? So basically, nothing wrong with Alex. Love Alex. We went to the aquarium. We still send each other memes on TikTok and on Discord. We didn't have a falling out or anything. It's just that Alex has a real life. Alex has like a girlfriend. He has like parents that he like hangs out with and needs to spend time with. He's got a giant husky that he's got to pay attention to. He's got like a real job that he works, 40, 50 hours a week. So it became very difficult to take a couple hours out of Alex's time consistently in a way that we could do this show and, have him talk about Twitch hot tub metas and the thing that PewDiePie just had a baby. Justin Roiland just got arrested. Like, Alex doesn't spend all day on the internet the way that I do. yeah, he is no longer the best co-host for what I want the Shpodcast to be. I really don't want to word it that way. I really do want to word it more like, it felt like Alex wasn't getting as much out of it as I was. But that's the reality of it. Between Discord lag and me not wanting to edit the Shpodcast and there being big gaps between our conversations, and the fact that the way that I want to do the Shpodcast going forward is to be a conversational video about my YouTube process, the videos that I've made, long-form conversations with you, the viewer, topics on that end. Tough to do with Alex, right? If I were to do this video right now, think about everything that I just talked about. It's been 45 minutes that I've been talking about the nuances of how I come up with videos, whether or not my videos are doing good. Alex doesn't even watch all of my YouTube videos. Like, I don't blame him, but like, that's how much this isn't his thing. You know what I mean? He doesn't live in this world the way that I do. So when I had to start doing episodes like this, where I had to start talking about internet topics in order to keep it, lively and conversational and on brand with, the internet news and memes that I want to present to you guys, this isn't Alex's forte anymore. And he was providing less and less to the topic, to the point where it just felt like, listen, I just feel like I'm wasting hours of your time, that you could be spending doing something else. 11 p.m. at night, you got work the next day, like all this stuff. If Alex wants to come back on, if I get a message from Alex that says, "Hey, I want to be on the podcast," I'm down. I'm not saying you're happy to come back on, Alex, if you made it an hour into this episode. But I no longer want to put that burden on him, and I no longer want to put that roadblock between me and making content. I don't want to put any roadblocks between me and making content. So that's why we're doing this the way that we are. Okay. So that's everything with the Shpodcast. I'm going to try and bring it back. It's going to be in this format, just me talking about whatever I want to talk about. That's hopefully on brand and interesting to you in one way or another. It'll still be uploaded to Apple Podcasts and everything. I'll have to remind myself how to do that tonight. But this video obviously is just going to go up on YouTube. You're an hour into it, so you're watching it now. You know that. So the other thing about going into 2023, the reason that I brought up the less views that The reason that I talked about the difference between the videos that get a lot more views, but they're just sort of trendy, clout-chasing nonsense, and the videos that I feel like are a little bit more on-brand, meme-driven, a little bit more, digging below the surface to provide a little bit of history and explanation that you might not otherwise. I want to not think about the videos that I'm doing, right? When I look at the top 10 videos that I've uploaded just right now, right? When I look at my top 10 videos, the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 at this moment in time are all videos that are on a trending topic. They are Justin Roiland has zero riz, the video about Justin Roiland getting arrested. Classic Tate L, the video about Andrew Tate and Greta Thunberg beefing on Twitter that came out the same day that Andrew Tate was arrested. Beautiful timing by me. Behind the Cringe is back, the video talking about Behind the Meme coming back and making videos. And Is Mr. Christ the Anti-Beast, the video about Mr. Beast's video curing 1,000 people of blindness. Those are the top 4 videos. The next videos after that are my recap video from 2022. I made 0 funny jokes in 2022. I'm actually really happy with how many views that video has for it just being a highlights video of all the videos I did in 2022. That video also made me feel really good looking back at all the work that I did that year, seeing the costumes, the jokes, the edits. I felt really good. I watched that video 4 or 5 times now. I feel really good watching that video. The My Brother in Christ video, When Did Keck Replace LOL, Swaghetti and Meme Balls, there's a clear divide of tens of thousands of views between the videos that are on a trending topic and between the videos that are more just me doing something that isn't necessarily talking about a trending topic. And looking at that provides me a tremendous amount of relief, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I don't need to make a video and assume that it's going to be a 1 out of 10. Assume that it's going to be the best video that I've ever done. Assume that it's even going to be as good as the video previous. Because so long as I'm making videos, the videos that come up that are naturally something I want to talk about because everybody's talking about them, like Mr. Beast curing blindness, Justin Roiland getting arrested, those videos are naturally going to get more clicks. People are going to be searching up those topics, clicking on my videos more often, and those will naturally grow the channel. And then the videos that I want to do that I just think are interesting, that I think are going to be a fun, what's the word I'm looking for? A fun exploration of a niche community, of memes, of a bit of internet history, of whatever it may be. Even if it doesn't get views, it doesn't have to, because there's a whole other series of videos that are going to handle the job of getting views, getting subscribers, and growing the channels, so long as I'm uploading. It doesn't matter if I decide I want to do a video cooking meatballs. It doesn't matter if I want to decide I want to do a video that's 16 minutes of me talking about Mr. Beast. So long as I'm making videos, everything's going to work out. Because as much as I can look at those videos and say there is a clear divide between the videos that I would make in a complete vacuum that I think would do well, and the videos that I feel like my hand is being forced and I have to make a video on the topic because everybody's talking about it, as much as I want to look at that divide and think, you know, half of this isn't, you don't deserve half these views because you only got them because you jumped on a trend, and the other half are the ones you want to do. As much as I want to look at, the reality is I made both of those videos. I made the conscious decision to sit down, write, edit, collect memes, collect information, and present that information to you guys on the internet, whether it got 10,000 views or whether it got 100,000 views. That was a Sumeto Media video. You can't say it wasn't. It wasn't made by anybody else. It wasn't affected by anybody else. I made the decision to make that video. I made the decision to edit, polish, act out, record, and upload that video to my YouTube channel. And at the end of the day, this month of January has more views than I have gotten in a tremendous number of months. And that isn't due to me grabbing onto the biggest trending topic I've ever done. That wasn't due to me doing the most collaborations with Internet Historian. That has been due solely to me doing more work, to me uploading more videos and not caring what people think of those videos. I didn't care about getting flack about Andrew Tate fans coming for me when I made jokes about him. I didn't care about people getting upset that I was dressing up like a priest. I didn't care about people giving me shit for doing a whole video where I basically just cooked dinner, a whole video where I got something wrong about Dan Harmon not being an executive producer, a whole video, all of this stuff doesn't matter. At the end of the day, so long as I'm making videos, they will improve, they will get better. The only person I'm in a competition with is with me from a year ago, and right now I'm kicking his ass, and I plan on continuing to kick his ass. I'm just letting you guys know what the game plan is. I've already done this all of January. 5 uploads in January. Got a video uploaded on February 1st. I've even started February running. I'm bringing back the Shpodcast. Streaming 5 days a week. Like, we're doing good, bro. We're eating good over here. I have never felt so good. It's like when you go to the gym for the first time in a while, and you've got this mentality that like, oh, I don't have the energy to go to the gym. But then you start lifting weights and running, and you realize, oh, it's going to the gym that's been giving me energy to do everything else. That's what this feels like. I know it's weird to hear a gym metaphor from a dude who hasn't been in one in like 4 years, but that's what this feels like. It feels like doing more work in content creation makes me feel like I'm being productive more than I was before, and that has led to me making more videos. So yeah, that is the game plan. I'm not going to worry about what I'm making. I'm just going to focus on making. Hopefully you guys like some of the stuff I'm putting out, and if you don't, that's fine. If I'm putting out more videos than I did last year, realistically, there's going to be more stuff you guys will like compared to last year. So even if there's more stuff that you doesn't, who cares? It's a game of numbers, and I am the number worm. You know what I mean? So yeah. The other thing I wanted to do, I don't know if this will be a reoccurring thing with the Shpodcast, but what I want to do a little bit is maybe do a little bit of a reflection on the videos that I've uploaded so far. So I was thinking maybe part of the Shpodcast, in addition to me talking about whatever topic I might have, might just be a quick recap of the videos that I've done, give an update to you guys on how I feel about them, how they turned out. The main one is when did Kek replace Lull? I want to talk about this video. This is the first episode of Meme School that I did. I got a tremendous amount of comments on that video talking about Kekistan and Sargon of Akkad's popularization, basically the association of Kek with, I think it's the alt-right, the political right. I don't, you guys know I don't know politics that well. I'm not playing dumb. I genuinely don't follow it. And it's not like I didn't know that, Kek and Pepe specifically had relations to that political side of YouTube. It just genuinely didn't fit into the story I wanted to tell. I wanted to talk about the misconception that people have that the word kek came from a misspelling of the word lull, or even that it came from World of Warcraft, when in reality it literally came from like the Korean language. I wanted to provide that little tidbit of information because I had thought that kek was a misspelling of lull, and that it was from people typing it in World of Warcraft. And when I learned that it took place from StarCraft, even before World of Warcraft, and on top of that, the fact that it was even in World of Warcraft in the first place might have been a developer joke by Blizzard from the way that it originated in StarCraft, I found that so interesting that I wanted to make a video on just that in particular. And then I also wanted to talk about LazerPig and the fact that he became the face of kek on Twitch, because I love him, obviously. Who doesn't? Rest in peace, LazerPig. I wanted to showcase that meme. That point A to point B had such a clear connection that when I thought about the conversations of Kek being an ancient Egyptian god and the band Pepe and their song about a frog and all this stuff and the association with the alt-right, like, I didn't not include that stuff because I wanted to avoid the political side of that meme. Although, to be fair, I absolutely would avoid the political side of that meme because it's just not my forte. That's not what I spend my time researching or would even call myself knowledgeable in. But it just didn't fit into the narrative that I wanted to have there, which was, hey, here's a class lesson on why you should appreciate this word. Here's the origin. Here's the funny face that you associate it with. You know, that's memes 101. But I got a lot of comments that were just like, wow, Samet's not going to talk about Kekistan. And it's like, no, I'm not. If you're that upset about it, go make your own video. You know what I mean? But on top of that, I feel perfectly justified in doing that. I made this community post where I asked people about any questions that they wanted me to answer on this. I'm calling it a reflection video, annual recap video. I'm not telling anybody as of yet that it's a new episode of the Shpodcast. But honestly, I don't know if you'll consider this a new episode of the Shpodcast. It's just me talking. But one of the videos was something along the lines of, Samet, what do you do about... Here it is. What is your opinion on the relationship between modern media and memes? Example, Pepe being called racist, symbol, cringeworthy news segments, the dangers of meme culture, the divide between the two realms of thought. Basically, the with memes becoming more popular, how do I feel about them being interpreted as more than just a joke? How do I feel about memes being, you know, the thing that is representative of a large transphobic, racist, certain political powers associating with this and that? And the reality of it is, and this is definitely just, you know, it's almost definitely very biased because I'm a relatively apolitical person in my everyday life. I don't feel like memes are exclusively political. I think everybody can agree with that. I don't think if you say that you enjoy a good meme, if you like Pepe, you know, I think it's more likely that you would assume somebody saying that is a Twitch watcher, is somebody who watches a lot of live streams, is an XQC juicer or a Baus follower or something. You'd be much more likely to think that of somebody than you would think, oh, you must be a racist or an alt-right, white supremacist, neo-Nazi, whatever it is that is being connected here. Again, I don't even fully follow it myself, because I don't find it that interesting for the sorts of videos that I do. I don't think that memes are going to become the face of political discourse. I don't think that's true. I think more than enough people enjoy memes completely absent of their political connections, if there even is one, and it isn't just big media trying to make Pepe look bad to dissuade people from associating with the youth or whatever it is. That's never going to be the case. I think you definitely don't need to be political in order to partake in memes, meme culture, the enjoyment of Pepe or Kek or whatever it may be. I don't think you need to be political. I don't think it will ever be a political take to say that you enjoy memes. But I think the real question that's being asked here is, do I think it's okay to be apolitical and still say that I enjoy memes, and sort of put on these blinders as if the political connections or implications of whatever you're talking about simply don't exist? And I think the reality is, yeah. There's already existing people that have strong political views that are going to be parts of meme culture, and they're going to interpret memes and Pepe and internet discourse and 4chan. They're going to interpret it however they want to and whatever the reality is for them. And if it means that everybody who is posting frogs on the internet is a white supremacist or a racist or homophobic or under 5 feet tall or whatever your mentality is, that's your reality. If that's what you want to think, what are you listening to me for? I'm a guy on the internet. But my reality is that you can be aware that some people look at those things like that, and you can also just enjoy memes as the uplifting antidepressant that it has been for me my entire life. I refuse to accept that the jokes and the green texts and the funny looking frogs and all the memes that I've been looking at my entire life and have made me feel so happy and have brought me back from the brink of despair and depression by putting a smile on my face when it felt like nothing else could. I refuse to accept that the only reason for that to be the case is because somebody on the internet has this big overarching plan to make me think, act, and vote in a certain way and associate with a certain group of people and disassociate with another group of people. I'm not an idiot. You're not brainwashing me because I like the green frog. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. I can be, because this is my job, maybe I have a better foothold of this stuff. I have a strong understanding of where all of these memes originated, how 4chan has used them, how they've grown in popularity, their connections to political parties, presidents, and whoever else. It's my job to be aware of this stuff. And even knowing all of that stuff, I find it perfectly appropriate for me to make my videos talking about what I like and what made me laugh about these different memes and the variations and edits that people make on the internet without feeling that it needs to turn into a political rant. You know? I really don't think that's a hot take. I really don't think that that should be pissing people off. If it is, cool. You seem like a too politically driven-minded individual for me to even care if you're watching my videos or not. But yeah, if it pisses you off that I'm not going to touch on the political connections between the memes and the internet topics that I feel like I want to talk about in my video on my YouTube channel, cool. You know? Cool story, bro. Feel free to do whatever you want to with your life. I'm going to continue doing whatever I want to with mine. And, you know, get hit by a bus. I don't care. Or don't get hit by, I don't give a shit. That's right. I genuinely don't give a shit. There's such a lack of overlap in that Venn diagram between dude who takes politics too seriously and people I give a shit about whether or not they watch my YouTube videos. Like, it's two completely separate circles. I feel like that's real obvious. I don't know if this is, am I disappointing you guys? Oh, Sumeto wants to keep riding the fence. He's not going to take a political side. He's just going to talk about Pepe and say that the green frog makes him laugh without being a Trump supporter? No way, Sumeto. Fine. I don't care. Think what you want of me, but it doesn't make a difference to me. Talk about the Mr. Beast philanthropy thing. So the one other thing I wanted to touch on with the Mr. Beast thing, just real quick, is that people have... there have been a few comments about the Mr. Beast Antichrist thing. Not the Antichrist thing specifically, although there have been more and more people claiming that Mr. Beast is the Antichrist, like, unironically. So that's no longer like a small joke that I made. That's like a huge thing that, maybe not a huge thing, but there are more and more people drawing connections between Mr. Beast and the miracles he's performing and scripts and old religious texts that are pointing to him being Satan in one way or another. The thing that I wanted to talk about is that people are saying that the reason that Mr. Beast is getting hate is because he's like... Let me see if I can remember how they said it. They were saying that he seems to be empowering the idea that it's okay to be super rich. I think that's the interpretation. People are saying that Mr. Beast is like this celebrity propaganda mascot for, look, it is ethical to be hyper rich if you give away a lot of money. And so they're like, you know, Mr. Beast's content is problematic and bad, and the reason he's getting hate is because he's a billionaire. You know, whether you want to look at it like he has the cash or he owns a company, whatever. He's a billionaire, but people are looking at it like, oh, it's fine if he has all this money because look at all the good that he's doing. And apparently people are thinking that you can't look at philanthropy as like the solution to billionaires. Like, they don't want people to think it's okay to be a billionaire if you give away a lot of money. Because the reality is that billionaires can give away a lot of money in philanthropy, but it doesn't offset the unbelievably disproportionate amount of wealth that they own and how difficult that makes for people, in everyday life, from being able to make a living in one way or another. Tax breaks, owning buildings, raising rent, all that stuff. So I kind of get, if I'm even interpreting those comments correctly, I kind of get what they mean. Because I also can't really put my finger on it, but you do get a lot of shit for criticizing Mr. Beast, right? And there is valid criticism for Mr. Beast in that, he really does paint this image that he's the richest, most successful YouTuber ever without a dollar in his pocket. Logan Paul has asked him straight up, yo, how much money's in your bank account? And Mr. Beast has responded, oh, I'm probably the poorest dude here, dude. I've got the least amount of money in my bank account. And people hang on to that and treat it like, oh, well, Mr. Beast can get all the views, all the money, do whatever he wants to. The dude's poor. And it's that is kind of annoying because it's he's not. He's not, right? He started new companies. What? He started Mr. Beast Burger. What, was that free? That was probably tens of millions of dollars. Getting a candy bar that he's openly trying to rival Hershey with? We're talking tens of millions of dollars that he had to spend on that, the blind video, opening the companies that he's done, the podcast, the shorts, the react channels that he's doing. Obviously he's making money keeping the money. I'm sure he invests a tremendous amount of it into the company to spend on videos, but it's his company. If he wanted to quit tomorrow, it's not oh no, Mr. Beast didn't upload another video. He's not going to recoup the 300 mil that he spent on the last video. He's going to be homeless. No, he's going to retire a multi-millionaire. Hundreds of millions of dollars if he never uploaded a video again and deleted his channel. And just accept that. You know what I mean? Don't go into it like Mr. Beast gives away all his money. He doesn't give all away his money. He doesn't give away all of his money. He keeps a tremendous amount of his money, right? Mr. Beast has more money right now than most of us will make in our lifetime. He is you should look at him like a billionaire. If he isn't close to it, he will be soon. You should look at him like a billionaire. If you can make $10 million, $50 million doing the stupid prank videos that they did back in the day, doing a Shpodcast, or not a Shpodcast, sorry, a podcast interviewing rappers or whoever, if you can make 10, 20, 50 million oh my God, I've been talking for too long. If you can make 20, 30, 50 million dollars with a successful podcast like Joe Rogan, and Mr. Beast is effectively 10 times the size of Joe Rogan in terms of how many people have their eyeballs on him, I mean, am I sounding stupid? Mr. Beast has money, right? So yeah, I find it silly that you can't criticize him for that because he's openly saying and has continued to openly say that he has no money. He invests every dollar. He has nothing left over. His margins are razor thin. If it wasn't for the fact that he's spending 10 mil on a video, spending 10 mil on opening a business, a second business, a third business, another channel, flying people out first class to come and be a part of a video where he gives away $500,000, obviously the dude has money. Obviously he's rich. So the idea that people are looking at him like an ethical billionaire, to the people who are very adamant about all billionaires, are unethical, I can see why people are giving him hate if that were the case. If you're the type of person who's shitting on Elon Musk because you hate the idea that he has as much money as he does, I could see why you would hate Mr. Beast being seen as a dude who can do no wrong when he very clearly is also rich due to, I would imagine that the exploitation isn't the same with Mr. Beast when you compare him to somebody like Elon Musk, but what do I know? So yeah, just a little bit of conversation. I'm not saying anything one way or another. I'm trying to understand every side of every argument, just to be in the know. I feel like people, I don't want to be stuck in a box. You know what I mean? I have this real fear of growing old. And not like, I'm going to be 30 one day, but like old, I don't understand the youth anymore. I'm too old and stuck in my ways. I really don't want to be that. Part of it is I just don't want to be old in general. I take a look at my parents and the fact that they don't know how to pay their bills online and shit. And it bums me out thinking of being like that one day. But the other half of it is I want to do this forever, And And I feel like the second that I start taking a look at the way that people look and think and act and behave on the internet and start to just decide I'm not going to look at that, I'm not going to understand that, that's too different for me to be able to connect with or relate to, I feel like that's when I start losing the touch that I have with internet culture, and that's when this no longer becomes a viable job for me. So I hope you guys understand that as interesting or relevant or irrelevant or stupid, surreal, any of the ideas that we take a look at, and this extends to everything, like when I talk about Ohio memes or furries or Twitch streamers, hot tub streamers, whatever side of the internet we take a look on, unless you're doing something actively malicious, hurting kids or stealing money, scamming people, I'm going to give you the time of day. I'm going to do my best to try and understand where people come from, why they do the things they do, in an effort to remain an expert on the topics that I talk about to the best of my ability, because this is my job, right? So there's that. Okay, so that's the Mr. Beast video. That's the memes video. We talked about a lot of the other videos. I'm planning on doing more meme kitchens. I want the next meme kitchen to be a video where I'm taste testing a bunch of different meme foods rather than cooking something. I think a lot of people looked at meme kitchen like, oh, so you're just going to be cooking? My name's Chef. I'm here to cook. It's not just that. The kitchen is just the background, right? We're also eating food, cooking food, making baked goods or whatever, but we're also taste testing food. When there comes out a new Oreo flavor, a new Reese's peanut butter cup shape, a trending combination of ketchup and sugar-free ketchup to make I can't believe it's not sugar-free ketchup, whatever meme you see bouncing around that has to do with food, I can go buy it, try it in a video, try a whole bunch of stuff. That's what I want Meme Kitchen. That's where I really want its strength to be. So that's what I'll be doing with more meme kitchens. The My Brother in Christ meme, I compare this to videos like the Anthony Fantano meme where I dressed up like Anthony Fantano and used a costume or a premise to explore a family of memes. There will definitely be more of those. Ohio was just an idea that I had one day that I wanted to make. The recap video, like I said, I had a lot of fun making this. I had a lot of fun watching this video. Looking back at all the videos that I made in 2022 to edit for this, and then look at how many different costumes, how many different edits, all the jokes that I made that weren't just like stolen from Twitter, like jokes that I made out of my own brain, and seeing all of them combined into this video that's like overall so high production. Like I'm so proud of everything that I did last year. And I really like that video. Meme School, I obviously it's not going to be a one-off video. I'm going to do more meme schools. I just, it's just like the meme museum, just like This Week in Memes, any of the other videos that I do. It's very much dependent on the topics. When I think of a good idea to be executed in this way, when those stars align, is when I really like to make a video, because that's when I know that, hey, I've got a lot of things that are going to work in this. So, I've got a good chance of this turning out pretty good at the end of all of that. So that's Mr. Beast Philanthropy, memes being political. I addressed the Shpodcast. My plans for 2022. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm gonna upload whatever I want. I'm gonna do my best to upload more often so that you guys never feel like I'm just throwing videos into the dark and never doing the stuff that you like and that you signed up for when you subscribed. I don't ever want you to feel like that's never coming again. But I'm no longer just going to sit back and try to just provide the on-trending, highly clickable video every week and a half, 2 weeks, because it takes so long to make a video. From now on, when it feels like I don't have an idea to make a good episode of This Week in Memes or the Sumeto Media Show or whatever, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to make a video that is going to be new, different, maybe guaranteed isn't going to look as good, sound as good, do as good in terms of the numbers. But with the mentality of just uploading whatever I want to in an effort just to, hey, even if it doesn't do good, it's a learning experience and it makes me better for the next one. You know what I mean? That's resulted in 5 uploads this month. I think you guys can look back at the fact that I just uploaded in February. I just uploaded 4 days ago, and now you've got a new episode of the Shpodcast. The 5 videos I did uploaded in January, I'm uploading more. I'm doing more videos. I'm sure everybody can appreciate there's more Sumeto content. Which means I will be getting better. Even if you look at those videos like, yeah, but Sumet, all those videos sucked make another video like the one with you in the convenience store, or whatever your thought process might be. Those videos are going to get better when I do eventually make them, because I'm making more videos. And when you factor in that I'm streaming 5 days a week on top of that, like, it feels like this is a train that just can't stop. You know what I mean? Missing a day here or there, it feels like there's so much more content surrounding everything. I'm doing so much more work now. I really feel like this is the right way to go about it moving forward. There might be some massive downside that I'm not seeing. Every one of the videos I did might have sucked ass, and you guys might hate me and want me to go back to only uploading 3 videos a month. I don't know. That's not how it feels from this side of the camera, but if that is how it feels from that side of the camera, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, the plans going into 2023 is... Sorry, excuse me. The plans going into 2023 is me trying to interpret what I did in 2022. Looking at the fact that I can't force a video to get more views than people are going to want to watch, and the fact that I can't make a trending topic out of my ass. If people aren't excited about something on the internet, I can't make a video on something that people are excited about on the internet. I am moving forward, being okay with making videos that aren't going to do great in between the videos that I know are going to do great, because I want to upload more. It feels like uploading more is the key to uploading more, you know? Feeling like the only thing I can upload is feeling that the next video I want to make can't get made because it isn't this or doesn't check this box. Like, I wouldn't be doing this video right now if I was just thinking, oh no, Shpodcast don't do well. Why would I do a Shpodcast? The Shpodcast back because of this mentality. I'm going to do whatever feels interesting, whatever I think is going to do well, and I'm going to do more of it so that whatever it is that you signed up for, you hopefully get more often than you did last year, and that will result in, at the very least, if nothing else, it'll result in me being better. It'll make me a better editor, better at writing scripts, better streamer, better money, better pizza, better bitches, everything, baby. That's what we're aiming for in 2023. And just to be clear, this is me letting you guys know. This isn't me running an idea by you to be like, hey, would it be okay? This is my channel. I'm doing this because it's my call. I want to do it. I think it's going to be the right decision. And at the end of the day, I'm the YouTuber. And just another FYI, we've already been doing this all of January. I went an entire month hitting the ground running, executing on streaming 5 days a week, executing on trying to upload more than 1 video a week, and it turned out great. More views all of January, more thumbs up, more comments, more subscribers than any of the few months before where I was just fucking coasting. I'm done coasting. I want to go big, or I want to go home. I work from home, so I can't go home, but I can go big. And that's the game plan. That's what we're doing. Subs, clickbait, Shpodcast, that's most everything. YouTube streaming versus Twitch streaming. I wanted to talk about my Twitch stream. I mentioned it a few times. I'm streaming 5 days a week. I post on the community post every day that I go live. I go live at 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. If I miss a day, it's because I fell asleep, and I might go live a little bit later, but pretty much without question, like, out of the 25 days I should have streamed, 22 days in all of January was live here, 10 a.m., no problem, right? If you guys want to check out the stream, please do. If you enjoy these conversations, talking to me for long periods of time, that's basically what the Twitch stream is. You don't need to make an account or chat or donate money or any of that. Just click the links, go to my Twitch, check me out if you want to. I get a lot of people commenting that they don't support Twitch. They will never watch Twitch. They don't want to watch me on Twitch. That's fine. If you're somebody who doesn't want to support Twitch as a business and you're never going to visit twitch.tv, I'm not convincing you to. But if you're free in the daytime, if you just want to kick up the stream, watch me play some video games, listen to me talk, send a message if you've got any questions that I will respond to directly with my voice, I'm there 30 hours a week. Feel free to come check it out. You might even see videos get made live, edited, scripted, planned out. You know, we do a lot of stuff over there. The way that I'm looking at it is Twitch is going to be where I live. YouTube is going to be where I perform. This is where I come, this being YouTube, is where I come when I've got an idea, a plan, a costume, lights, camera, action, put it together nice and curated. And then Twitch is just where I hang out because I have to do something for you guys to feel productive play video games, listen to music, edit together shit posts, troll people on Twitter. It's a good time. Check it out if you want to. I'm there so many days a week that, just pull me up on your phone. If it's 2 p.m., you've got a lunch break at work, pull up the Sumetto Media stream, take a look at what I'm doing. Maybe it interests you, maybe you don't. Not a big deal, but give it a shot if you want more Sumetto in your life. The reason that I'm streaming on Twitch, because another issue that people have is just it's not that they don't want to use Twitch because they have some sort of vendetta against the website and they never want to use Twitch. It's just that they never have, they don't have a reason to. So they feel weird using a different website, talking in a room full of people basically with the chat. I get that, but I won't be streaming on YouTube. Taking a look at the way that YouTube does what it does, taking a look at the way that people get copyright striked live, looking at how gross the chat looks, how difficult it is to put yourself in a category. I don't want anything to do with YouTube streaming for now. Over on Twitch, when I enter a category for a video game, I have a bunch of new people that will show up because they love the video game. They go to Twitch specifically to watch people play the video game. And when I start playing Persona or SMT or Tekken or SpongeBob or whatever, and I get a bunch of new people that come in like, yo, this is my favorite game. I'm excited to see you play it. Twitch is what live streaming is. You know what I mean? That's where the culture is. The chat is very visceral. Everybody has an idea. There's text-to-speech messages that people are sending that are blaring in my ear. People are calling me dog shit while I'm playing a video game. I make fun of them. They make fun of me. There's a whole culture that exists curated from the years and years of live streaming that Twitch has made over there in their community that just doesn't exist on YouTube. And as a result, the chat is different. The vibe is different. The feeling of streaming over there, even though you think it's just like, well, Cement, aren't you just playing a video game and talking to messages on your screen? It's so much more than that. And I really feel like the only people who are looking at the idea of Cement, why don't you just stream on YouTube? It's worse. Twitch is better. It feels better. The community is better. I highly recommend you just watch any big YouTuber who also has a big Twitch stream. I don't know, Pyrocynical, your favorite gaming YouTuber or whatever. Check out the Twitch stream if they've got it. I think you'll instantly understand what I mean. But the second thing is I don't want to upload gaming content to my main YouTube channel. I feel like that makes sense. Sometimes I do streams where we just look at hot anime waifus for hours on end, talking and goofing around with chat. That would be chill to do on YouTube. But then sometimes I play all of Yakuza 0. And it's like, I don't want 8 hours of me playing fucking claw mini games and disco dancing on the meme channel. Like, we had this whole discussion about how I don't want to make content that's going to do poorly. God forbid I want to introduce live streamed video games to the mix. You know what I mean? So streaming on YouTube is a no-go. Streaming something like the Shpodcast where it's community communication might be good. But again, even that is something I'm testing. I'm going to upload this video as a pre-recorded video. And then see if this does any better than the live streams. Maybe it was the live streams of the last 2 Shpodcasts that have made them not do well. Maybe it was the lack of Alex that made the video do well. Maybe it's the fact that people don't want to hear me talk about dumb internet, nuanced YouTube dumb shit, and they just want to hear about the cartoons that we all watched as a kid. It could be anything. It's a learning experience. We will find out together. So, I hope you've enjoyed this new episode of the Shpodcast. Yes, this was very much an episode that was a reflection of, 2022, my YouTube journey, my Twitch journey, what I'm doing going forward, what I'm doing with my channel. I get that this episode is that, but this is what the Shpodcast is now, is it's different. We will absolutely do episodes where I just talk about video games and anime and the rest. But sometimes the Shpodcast is going to be me talking to you for an hour, like a podcast should be. And I feel like that was something very much missing when I was doing it before, where it felt like we had to talk about nonsense because it feels like every TikTok highlight was people talking about nonsense. I'm going to rapid fire through a few of the questions that people were nice enough to leave under this community post. Will we be getting a new Shpodcast soon? Absolutely. This is just a thank you for doing all the content that I've been making. You're welcome. I'm happy to do it. I will continue to do it. You've been asked this before. What is the best beginner editing software? Just use whatever you can. The important thing is just to upload videos. If you can use Adobe, that's one less software you'll have to learn down the road, because if you make it big and start collabing with people, you're going to have to learn Adobe eventually. But if you don't want to pay the $40 a month, use Sony Vegas, use DaVinci. It doesn't matter. Just start making videos. This is saying that they wanted a setup tour or just anything more vlog-like. I'm down for it. I'm no longer against the idea of doing something like trying a bunch of Japanese snacks in a meme kitchen or just talking for an hour on a Shpodcast, teaching you guys something on a meme school, acting pretentious in a meme museum. I've got all these legs, and I'm aiming to wrap every one of them around your stupid little heads and provide you with content right into the fucking cranium, baby. It's not stopping anytime soon. Writing process for This Week in Memes. Basically, I take a look at something that looks interesting, meme-wise, internet news-wise, celebrity-wise. I look at what the internet is talking about, and I execute from there. If it's a meme that's a little bit confusing and has a long backstory, I can do something like a meme school or an explainer. If there's just a bunch of stupid little memes from celebrities saying dumb shit or people memeing on an image or a Pepe or a Twitch clip or whatever, This Week in Memes, let's just take a quick look at everything. I'll provide some rapid-fire comedy. If there's a bunch of images that are all the same meme, we've got the Meme Museum. Like, all of these different shows came because I needed a new format to keep the memes and the news that I want to talk about interesting. So it's just a matter of looking at something that I find interesting enough and feel like I have my own insightful commentary to talk about, and then thinking about how I want to turn that into a video. That's really my whole process. I don't usually plan stuff out in advance. I don't usually script out my videos. I've got bullet points for this one just so that I make sure I talk about everything in order so that it kind of makes sense. But even that is nothing that crazy. Modern memes and memes, Pepe being racist, we talked about that. Diamond boots in Minecraft. This is a joke from my Twitch stream where everybody wanted me to waste my first 4 diamonds on boots instead of making a pickaxe. Why did you decide to be a YouTuber? I was depressed. Going to college made me want to jump off a roof. I needed to do something that made me feel like I wasn't wasting the idea that I always thought that I was funny. I wanted to be an actor. I made these stupid little raps and videos and goofball sketches in high school and stuff. It felt like if I could be on TV or work for SNL or do anything like that, then I could use these things that I loved doing so much, making goofy music videos, creating satire and parody and comedy and making jokes. It felt like I could do that for the rest of my life if I went into one of those career choices. So the idea of me going to school and finishing college to go into engineering, it felt like, well, when I get my degree and when all this is finished and I start making a lot of money and have a wife and kids and stuff, I'm never going to be able to go write comedy. You know what I mean? So, like, what do? I feel like I'm missing out on this whole potential of something I always dreamed of doing. And then a combination of that and YouTube, eventually it clicked in my head like, hey, YouTube could put you on that path to, you know, being able to do these things that you like doing in a way that it could be your job. And so here we are. How did you meet? Many kudos, Internet Historian, etc. Pretty much everybody I met through Internet Historian. So many kudos, Ordinary Things, collab with Internet Historian, and then once they did, we all sort of felt comfortable messaging each other and following each other on Twitter, and now we sort of keep in touch. This is a big one. Do you see any similarities between your style of video and the style that PewDiePie had in 2018? Yeah. My first meme video was in 2018, and it very much came from that episode of Meme Review that PewDiePie did on Loss, where he talked about the bike cuck meme and then the Loss meme, and he did such a beautiful job of explaining the history of the Loss meme that I'd never heard of before, the history of Tim Buckley, and me remembering having read those webcomics but never knowing this deeper joke, and then tying it all together with the bike cuck meme. I was like, oh my God, this meme has so many layers that I would never think to have appreciated. And PewDiePie explained it so well in this video. And yeah, it is just him looking at memes, but there's so much more depth to it. I was infatuated with the idea of making videos like that. And as I watch more and more videos and saw him just reacting to Supreme and going, hey, here's something that's popular, I'm going to make my own version. I'm going to make jokes about it. I'm going to do this and that. It felt like something I could do. It felt like I had enough of a personality and an entertainment-driven, like, I have this desire to make people laugh in real life. I want to be the center of attention. I'm willing to take a pie in the face, a kick in the balls, get hurt, be humiliated. Like, this stuff doesn't bother me if it makes someone laugh. I take a great amount of pride in uplifting somebody's day, just making them smile. Like, I do this shit when I'm ordering tickets at a movie theater, when I'm fucking, you know what I mean? Like anywhere. Like I have no off button. It's who I am. So when I saw PewDiePie's videos doing that, it really set the groundwork for like, oh, if I could make videos just like that, I would be so happy doing that as a job or day in, day out. It would never feel like work to me. So if I can do it anywhere near as well as PewDiePie is doing it, and PewDiePie is this level of successful, I only need to be this level of successful for it to even pay my rent. I don't even care about being a millionaire. Just get it to the point where it could be my job. Yeah, let's take a swing at this. And yeah, that combination of watching PewDiePie and a few other YouTubers and deciding that college was getting tough and I need to have a different plan, all that coming together around 2018 is what made me want to be a YouTuber. The idea that his breakdown and engagement with memes feels like a baton that has been passed from him to you, incredible compliment. I don't know if that's true, but with PewDiePie sort of semi-retiring from YouTube and becoming more of a family man and uploading more sporadically, I feel like Behind the Meme and Lessons in Meme Culture do a much better job at the frequency that he was uploading because he uploaded every day. It's hard to compare me to him when I'm 90% of the time I'm late to a meme because of how little I upload. But maybe that changes this year. Maybe me uploading more this year, memes I can be quicker to the topics, memes I can feel comfortable taking that baton from PewDiePie. Who knows? But I am excited to find out. I am excited to find out, baby. Cover more memes, bring back the Shpodcast. How's your health and fitness been? My weight is okay. I'm not exercising, but I'm not gaining too much weight since the appendix surgery and COVID and everything. So it's just a matter of taking the time. Once I get into the habit of making sure that I'm streaming and uploading videos consistently, that's when I'll start feeling comfortable exercising. I really just want to go for walks. I think if I just go for walks, I know that'll give me the energy and the drive to eat healthier and everything. I know it'll all fall into place just by walking a couple miles every day. I just don't want to work that into my schedule when I'm already trying to do Twitch and YouTube, and this is my livelihood. You know what I mean? It's important that I keep these things. Once I get into a schedule and I'm no longer feeling like the 5 days a week of streaming and the multiple uploads to YouTube, once it no longer feels like that could collapse at any moment with any small problem, that's when I'll add exercising to my plate. And I'm excited to become Chad Mito, bro. This jawline with this beard, if I lost 30 pounds, keep your fucking girlfriend inside. You know what I mean? You don't have a chance. I don't think anything else of this is anything of importance for the most part. It's mostly meme answers, so I appreciate you guys for that. Thank you so much for making it to the end of another episode of the Shpodcast. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. If you have any feedback, if anything that I said sounded like I wasn't interpreting the data, the analytics, the videos, if there's anything that you as a viewer have the hindsight to be like, Samet, you're completely wrong about this. This is how it actually works. Please let me know. I want to do my best to grow and get better and do better things moving forward, but I can only do that with good information and knowing that you guys are enjoying the content, appreciating the content, or appreciating me, and the better feedback I have from you, the better. So for my audio listeners, all these videos are uploaded on my YouTube channel. Feel free to check out the video if you want to leave a comment. For my video watchers, this is just a YouTube video to you, nothing different. Check out the Twitch stream if you guys want to. I'm there a lot, so you no longer have to feel like it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. My cat scared the fuck out of me by jumping at my door right there. Check that out. Huge shout out to the Patreons. I cannot express how nice it is to know that you guys have my back. That chunk of money, whether my videos do good or bad, has been a fucking life raft in this giant ocean of uncertainty that is YouTube. Thank you so much for that. Not going to waste my time plugging my socials or anything. I feel like you guys should know where to find me if you want to find me at this point. But yeah, Shpodcast back. Gaming's back. I'm on my A game. I don't intend to stop anytime soon. I hope to see you guys on whatever I do right after this, yeah? Catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for listening. Peace.